Okay, so before I go into the Black Friday summon, which has already started today, I collected the 350 gems that was available via the Empires and Puzzles um, forum. So go into categories, into news and updates, and the first update itself has the link and so on and so forth. There is a link on the regular comments page also, but I followed the categories, news, and updates in the first update. So that's that, and it's quite easy. So you'll be able to, you just need to click, click, click. Anybody who's playing this game knows how to do this, just needs to know about this and needs to know where to find it. That's all. The rest, I am sure you guys will manage. So collect those 350 free gems, which you can use to do a summon in this portal. Okay, so who is it over here? So there are two new featured heroes. That's Fortuna and Jove, or the place where I stay, I would call it Jove. So let me go ahead with Fortuna and talk about this one. So Ice Legendary. Rogue, so very clearly Dodger. Masquerade family has a funny bonus. One family member, this character summons a mask minion with 8% health and attack. Additional skill with two family minions would be mask minion gives its owners plus 7% attack. So 8 will become 15. And additional skill with three family members, mask minion gives its owner immunity to all status ailments while the owner has mask minion. And it cannot be dispelled. So with the first, so single Masquerade family member gets 8% health and 8% attack. If there is an additional member, the attack goes to 15% with an additional 7, can be dispelled. And if there is a third family member, which currently doesn't seem because there are only two being launched right now, then the owner of the minion gets immunity from all status ailments and again can't be dispelled. So that's that. And the logic for this dispel, I would like to believe, obviously, I don't remember having tested this in beta, but it can be that if the minion cannot be dispelled, that means does the minion killer work? That has to be checked. My belief is that, but that has to be checked actually. So let's see. Or the reply to that might be there on the forum. So please check and put it in the comment so that I can include it in the notes. I will also trace that out. Moving forward, there is a passive. Cleanse on minion death. So this character is cleansed of status ailments when a minion owned by them, which is this character, is destroyed. So you whack the minion, any status ailments that sits, like, defense down, fire, or poison, or etc., etc. Anything that has infected this character will be cleansed. I look at the stats, which is 784 attack, 821 defense, and 1493 health. All three, I would say, are fairly good. Okay, attack of 800 has become very normal, but just the first emblem node will take care of that. I mean, the second emblem node will take care of that. Usually, it's the attack option is available, so that's that. Going into the special bad fortune. Dispels buff from all enemies. And there comes the anti Ludwig, anti all buffs. And the game is filled with buffers. So, and I'm saying buffers just for rhyming it. But heroes that give buffs. And now these days, heroes gives multiple buffs when one looks at the special. So this fellow also has got a big write up, but dispels buffs from all enemies. Now, the good thing about the dispel first is basically the impact of this hero is maximum, and this hero is safe from any impact that could riposte or counterattack back to this hero. And that's the good part. So, dispels buffs from all, and this applies obviously to dispellable buffs, even though it's not written, but it's quietly implied. Deals 120 damage to all enemies. So, the damage is nothing huge, but a dispelling of all kinds of buffs and then giving the damage itself increases the impact of this one by at least 40 to 50%, because usually there are, defense up, or there is a taunt, or there is a riposte which sends things back. So all those things are not going to happen, which means the punch of this 120 is going to go through. But still, 120 is nothing massive. Summons a corrupted mask minion to all enemies. The find, sorry, not minion, corrupted mask find to all enemies. Excuse me. The find damages enemies with 45% attack every turn. The corrupted mask find absorbs healing, disappears after it has absorbed a healing amount equal to 22% of its target's max health. The corrupted mask find gives minus 36 attack to its owner for as long as the owner has corrupted mask minion. This effect can't be cleansed. So this fellow is impact all Hannah. Hannah does that. Obviously, her attack is a little higher, and she doesn't do dispelling of buff, but she gives minus, I think, 25% attack, if I remember. So there is a mixed bag like Hannah. Hannah is impact 3. This fellow is impact all with a lower damage and dispel of buff. So when I look at it, okay, I mean, I know that, for a matter multiple reasons, certain players will chase him or her. I think Fortuna, so it has to be a her, sorry. So will chase, and mainly will be for the dispel and the whack and the minion to all. So that's where the whole cool thing of Fortuna lies, and obviously fast speed adds to it. But is it worth the chase? Personally, feel Black Friday is an absolutely pathetic portal. Okay, there are a huge number of heroes available for so new players. It's fantastic because you can use this portal to get a lot of new heroes, because every hero that will pop out, even if you're doing a 10x or a 20 pull, you will have some good collection of heroes to work on. So it's a fantastic portal for new players or mid-level players. But at the same time, for players who spend, I mean, all portals are fantastic for you guys. So let's leave that on the side. Otherwise, this portal is really bad for two reasons. Massive high cost. So, I mean, when I look at it, 350 is a high cost. And at the same time, the number of heroes that are available is huge, which means it's a massive pool. And okay, when one sees 2.3% legendary non-featured, which is okay, but the legendary featured ones are practically at 0.2 and hardly anything. And it's almost the fag end of the month, so nobody, I think, cares a damn about the legendary hero of the month. And there is a secret one. So the secret one is again 0.1. So there's basically 0.3% chance to get the three, heroes of the celebration heroes for this portal. So having said that, I'll proceed. I'll go back over here. So I'm not so gung ho about this, because I see Fortuna becoming irrelevant. For high, huge roster fellows, because this hero will become one of the many who dispels buffs, because beyond dispelling buff is not doing anything. There's a lot of damage over time, and this my mini 120 damage to all is also not something. But Fortuna will have the use. Obviously, can be used in all kinds of play conditions. I don't see much use in events, for sure, because despite being fast and impacting all, this find part is going to have its own slowing effect. And there are much better heroes that are there for events. So that's that. Fortuna would be great on defense, because fast speed, which means dispel, damage to all, and the find is going to roll much faster. And that's that. So let's move to the next one. Jove or Jove, depends on where you are in the world. So that's a holy Legendary, Ranger, which means ability to bypass through the talent mode. Masquerade family bonus, we already checked. There is an attack and health in the first single member. Attack increases by +7 if there are two, and status ailments immunity if there are three. This is the same minion owned by this character killed, status ailments are cleansed. This fellow is 842 attack, 793 defense, and 1406. All three are good. Yes, going into the special, strike from the skies at fast speed. Deals 530 damage to the target and minor damage to all other enemies, which means half of 530, which would be 265. So 530 to the center, which is a straight snipe, and 265 is still significant to the other three. Oh no, no, it's actually to all other enemies. Sorry, my apologies. When I had tested, I remember this fellow impacting all, so I said, well, how the hell? 530 to the target and 265 to all other enemies at fast speed. My gosh. All enemies get -65 decrease of any healing received. All enemies get -75% less mana from special skills for 3 turns. Okay, so I think the second portion of the special is quite well understood. We know what decreased healing ailment is. But all enemies get -75% less mana from special skills. Primarily, this is, the impact that Xnolfor has, who gives 10% mana. So that 10% mana, when he fires, will be reduced by 75%. So it will be basically 2.5% mana. Similarly, certain magic heroes at 50, first they gave, or the second, they give the 10% also additional mana, they'll get reduced by 75%. So that's the direct mana giving fellows. There are certain heroes that boost mana. Yeah, there's a little bit mana being given, that's primarily coming from their special skills, like, say, a Toxicandra or an Alberich. There's also this famous chick, Ariel, who increases the mana by +24%. So that +24% additional increase in mana is through the special skills. So that +24 will be reduced by 75%. So if I divide it by 4, that's 6. So 18% will be gone. So 6% mana when Ariel fires. After Jove has given the ailment of -75% less mana from special skills for 3 turns, in case Ariel fires during that, she will not be able to give +24, but only +6, because there'll be a 75% decrease. So that's the logic. In fact, better than Fortuna, I find Jove to be a better hero because of the impact. He is giving 3 kinds of impacts, and he has better use basically everywhere. Surely, looking at the attack stats, straight for the events, though in events most of the times everybody uses, when it comes to legendary, still the blue, red, and the green fellows. But he's available because of an impact all hero. Impact all heroes are fantastic, and they are my favorites in the game if they can really impact heavily all, or in some significant way, and if they can impact in the form of damage and give multiple ailments that can really freeze things up or slow things down, that helps the overall team and the hit. They're fantastic. So I find Jove to be a fantastic hero. And I would still wish everybody, looking at the percentages, that any of these featured fellows or you pull, super congratulations to you guys and all the best. Also, and the secret hero is indeed a good hero. So, best wishes for pulling in the summons. Single summon is there are no special coins, it's all gem pulls. So single summon is 350 and 10 is 3000, and there is a 30x for 84. Now I got this fellow's costume from Soul Exchange, and very interesting, he came in as an example that, okay, talk about me and tell the mean things of SG in this particular portal. The game has kept his costume out, whereas his costume has been out since 7 months plus, 6, 7 months. So it's really unfair to not offer the costumes for pulls in this. This chick has a costume. I mean, if somebody pulls this chick over here, I mean, by paying higher, and then when she's introduced along with the costume, she's at 300 gem pull. I mean, that's unfair, totally unfair. So that's that, but what to do? That's how the game operates, and it is what it is. So I hope the hero conversation helps. I will do a quick short of the secret hero. I just trace out the secret hero from the forum and add to this one. Hey friends, so just going to add this part to the video in addition to the video of Fortuna and Jove. Enigmo is the third hero and the secret hero of the Black Friday summons. A nature legendary, paladin class. We know what paladin does. Improves defense when the class activates. Average speed hero with attack of 809, 805, defense and health of 464. All three stats are absolutely fantastic. Belongs to the mystery family, so Mysterio gets a family member, gets a buddy. And ability to, so what's the mystery family? Ability to memorize enemy minions and finds. This character has innate ability to memorize any minion or find summoned by the enemy's special skills. The latest minion and find that the enemy summon will stay memorized until the special skill is cast. So that's that. What is the special? Absorbed Underlings is the special name. When Enigmo fires, recovers 30% health for all allies. That's the first thing that Enigmo does. Deals 190 damage to all enemies, which is actually better than Fortuna's 120 damage to all enemies at a little lower attack stat. All minions memorized by the innate ability are summoned to all the allies. And all finds memorized by innate ability are summoned to all the enemies. So all the crazy finds that have been cast on self and the allies or any of the are cast back onto the opposite side. And the minions are enhanced, they've been memorized, so they're summoned. So sometimes there are these amazing minions that are very beefed up minions that are summoned by the opposite side. The same minions get summoned this side since they've been memorized. So that's the unique family ability, or I think unique passive. I'm forgetting that particular part, but it memorizes that. So this is Enigmo, excellent hero, and very clearly does a lot of things and is a great answer to the heavy minion, especially the crazy minion and the crazy find, which especially the monster family does some really crazy finds because their attack increases with every turn. So Enigmo comes into play. Going to be very relevant fellow. So that's that. Trust this info helps. Good luck on your pulls and see you in the next video. Cheers.